All right. Well, welcome back. D&D. It's dynamite. All right. Well, when last we met our heroes, they had found their way to a burned out farm where they kept shelter, only to find out that it was a place that Tozu once spent a enchanting summer with a farm hand who you get the impression was rather homely. Um, After some time, the party makes their way into the sewers and stumbled in some traps, avoided some interesting encounters, and eventually found their way into a room where Calliope stormed in to only be asked the password several times to where Valoran bailed her out. Eventually, the head of the Thieves Guild, the Chains, Crazy Eyes, Abram walked in and eventually led the party to a open room with several individuals, and in the middle was kind of a throne where he sat on and had a conversation. In which case, the party found not only Zezus, the head of the Wizard College, but also Baswin the Bear, and I'm forgetting someone, or maybe that's it. Yeah, two of them. And to which the party eventually decided that they would send out some scouts. They would kind of stay the night, and then in the morning attack. Um, Now, I have talked to some of you. Some of it we're going to roleplay. Some of it we won't, or we will. Who knows? But um, before the spies walk off that he sends out, Valorn, is there anything you want to do?
Who's walking out?
Crazy Eyes, you see him in the center of the map, kind of talking to two spies after the party decides to get some recon, and he kind of motions to two spies as start to slink off down the hallways.
Hey, I can make some of you invisible if you, want an hour of better safety.
They immediately like snap around, and then like run up, kind of nod at you.
Um, I look towards Crazy Eyes. You're only sending two. I can actually make up to 4 people invisible at once.
Um, there's a smile, and he kind of like snaps his fingers, and two others just kind of like spring out of nowhere. Safety in numbers, I guess.
Or you can split. I mean, you guys know what you're doing, obviously. Um, just this gives you 1 hour of safety. It breaks if you attack anyone or if you cast a spell. But you have 1 hour from she twiddles her fingers and poofs all four of them with a 5th level spell slot.
Nice.
Now,
So I can't see you guys anymore, but I know you're there. And I know you're badasses. So hey, you're a badass. And she points to where she thinks one is, and you're a badass too. And hey, you're a badass, and you're a badass too. She's gonna give them all bardic inspiration. The four spies all have a D10 they could spend on a roll. So if they, fuck up or something.
I will say, there's a moment after you finish with the last, "You're a badass," and you just hear like, and they just like dart off. And then after a second or two, there's no more sound. You get the idea that they've kind of darted off down the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, so they just get to add a D10 after they roll a stealth check, or if whatever happens, they get a D10. Maybe it'll
Well,
help save their asses.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to retire to somewhere a little bit more fitting of the chains. And Crazy Eye kind of gets off his throne and starts to walk down this hallway that I haven't shared with you guys. So if you wouldn't mind just following me and try not to memorize how you get here.
Calliope immediately starts memorizing.
So it's rather lengthy, but he kind of takes you down a hallway, and then there's um, a fork in the road, and he takes you to a left, then a right, then he goes straight for a while, then he takes a left, then he takes a right, then he takes another straight, he takes a right, he takes a straight, he takes a right, he takes a left, and goes straight. And then
Valor memorized all that.
eventually, you guys walk into it's a it still smells, but the air is a little cleaner. You guys walk through a gated entrance and find yourself in more of an open room. There's braziers around the room that are lit, some tables. You see clusters of looks like refugees, but also clusters of thieves kind of around the room. And Crazy Eye says, "Well, now that we're in my home, what is it I could be of service to you? Or do you just simply need a place to crash or to talk shop? Either way, we have a lot down here. Just tell me what you need."
I look towards Zezuth and I say, well, we're going to need to do some research into those spires, right?
Ah, yes, perhaps a place to sit. Crazy Eyes did give me a room. We could spend some time there.
She just nods.
Okay. Crazy Eye kind of looks at the company and says, "If you need a place to speak, how do I put it? Less watched, just ask someone to come find me." And he starts to kind of walk off.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! Where are you going? There's battle planning that needs to happen.
Well, if you're ready to plan, then I'm ready to plan. If not, I'll be at the bar.
Calliope looks at Barrack and Korak and goes, "I don't know shit about battles."
We don't quite know what we're up against yet.
Well, that I might be able to shed some light on. Perhaps before we head that way, let's go to my chambers. We can talk a little bit more in private. So he kind of leads you guys down a hallway that's up here. It opens up into what seems to be a meeting room, and Zezu kind of starts to sit down, and Crazy Eyes just kind of motions and kind of shakes his head no. Zazu kind of stands back up, and he continues to lead you guys down a very long hallway. There's doors on either side, and at the very end, you see two guards standing there. They immediately kind of part out of the hallway, and then it opens up into a inner chamber that has couches, a table, some books. He walks past that into what looks to be a private chamber. It's got beds, some rather valuable gems kind of sit on the counter, and everyone make a perception check. Oh shit, Barrack. So Valorant and Calliope, you hear it, But Barrick, you don't trust this guy. You don't trust his place. You don't trust his kind, and you haven't taken your eyes off of him the whole time. And you see him extremely fast. He pulls out a dagger from his side and wedges it between two bricks that are roughly around here. And as soon as he does so, he pushes the pommel into it and then pulls it out and kind of holsters it. By this point, you guys, you hear kind of the swish, and then there's and a chamber opens up behind it. And he says, "In here we can talk in private," and kind of motions the rest of the party in.
Huh.
A little excessive, don't you think?
Yeah, can I do I feel like he's leading us to our doom? Like he's getting us here so he can murder us?
You can make an insight check.
He's super sketch. He doesn't trust any of his people.
I mean, he is the head of the chains. You would imagine he's pretty untrusting of most things. I mean, you definitely get the vibe that he doesn't trust anyone.
Okay.
And
Seems
even
like we all think he's pretty okay, though.
yeah,
I don't think it's okay.
But you don't necessarily think he's taking you here to kill you.
Okay.
I think he's hard to read, is what I think.
Yeah.
He does, however, motion for George just to kind of stand outside, and then behind him, the door kind of slams shut, and you guys are now in a room. And he kind of flops down onto this chest. Okay, info. One of my specialities. What is it you'd like to know?
What are our enemies? Who are our allies? What assets don't we know about? What enemies don't we know about? What defenses don't we know about? She rattles on for a few more questions and then snaps her mouth shut.
And that about sums it up.
You know what? How about I tell you what I do know? It might be easier. You listed I don't know. I tuned you out after a while. Here's the thing. I know that these obelisks have kind of sprung up out of the ground, kind of one after another. All hell is broken loose up top. I'm hoping my spies can send me a little bit more information when they return this evening. We do not go above ground anymore in the night. That used to be our time. Not anymore. The shadows, things lurk in it. Things I've never seen before. There's unholiness in the town. Whatever was a temple or a sacred ground has been destroyed. The catacombs that run near the forgot my map. The catacombs that run near the amphitheater have been overrun with undead and just beasts alike. I know that the barracks has fallen. The temple to Paylor has fallen, and he almost kind of gives a nod to Baswin. There's almost like a hint of remorse. The champion shit fell. The champion shit.
That's one hell of a shit.
They call it the arena. I call it champion shit. It fell. In fact, it was the third of the obelisks. Many died. For a while, we were helping the monkery, and we were helping the wizard college. Zazuth helped bring people my way, and I ushered them out of the city. And for days, that's what we've been doing. But now, this place. I know I sound selfish, but I can't do anything in a town that's too damned for anything else. What else do you want to know?
You're right. It is selfish.
Now
Yes.
hold on, Valoran. This we can't be entirely angry at you, Crazy Eyes. It seems that Miravas is making this personal. He's turned all these places that are dear to our hearts into centers of evil. He wants to draw us out. He wants us to be reckless. Caution is not a folly idea at this point.
No. I can tell you this. If you want to get to the palace, it doesn't seem guarded, except for at night. I know of 2 places, one long forgotten, but still exists. One will take you to the barracks underneath. It will lead you, and I will send someone with you. You won't be on your own, but it will send you to right behind a statue, which will open up into the actual prism itself. The other, which is much closer, and you can sneak perhaps into the back of the palace. Well, I'm not one to sugarcoat things. It leads, I believe, into your old house, son of Hans. And he kind of looks at Korak.
That's one thing I've been meaning to ask. What happened with House of Vandegar?
Oh, it fell. It fell hard.
Clive
It,
hands Korak her flask again.
He takes a swig. The details are a little rough, but I will say that it seems that Isaac, what an arrogant fuck that man is, seems to have taken a liking to this Miravas, whatever it is, and thus was the downfall of the house. Some say Hans is still alive. I'm not really quite sure. I saw him run out of the city weeks ago, but I don't know. I watched him cut down one of his sisters, and that's when I stopped going into the streets. I don't know how many of your kind is still alive, and for that you do have my deepest sympathies. Yep, all of those. You got them.
So wait, he said Isaac cut down one of his sisters?
Yeah.
And Isaac is one of the brothers, Korak's brothers, right? Is
Yeah.
Andy asking?
Hans is the dad.
Hans is the dad. Isaac
who may
is
have
the
made it out of the city.
third brother.
Okay.
And you guys found Floris, which was the 5th brother. He was the one that
Yeah.
you found his corpse.
He's the one who was looking for the relic.
What a family of red shirts, am I right? Just kidding.
I can tell you that Radov, my spies tell me,
Rada.
has found his way into the prison, not as a guest, shall we say. Whether he lives or not, I don't know, but he lives currently in one of the prison cells, by that same statue you'll come out of. As for the entrance to Vandegar, rumor has it, and perhaps my spies can tell me otherwise, that Isaac himself lives in the house itself. Claire!
So, Abe,
Hola.
have we seen no since
Oh, you
we
broke
said
up.
goodbye to him in the sandy place?
Have you seen who in the sandy place?
So Zeno was with us. We went to the sandy place.
Uh-huh.
And then Zeno, we gave him the gourd and he went back to his house. Have we
Correct.
seen him since?
I don't believe you guys have seen him. You haven't seen him for sure, but I don't
Okay.
believe you've spoken to him either. Like, you even
All
attempted
right.
to try to talk to him.
Okay.
And
Next time we
it's
see him,
currently
I'll
like
make
11
gourd
o'clock
back.
in the morning, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering if we had seen him, I would have grabbed the gourd, but we have not seen him. So okay.
I have a day full of sending spells
I want this! It's mine!
already planned.
Well, I mean, it would be pretty sweet if we could use the gourd to be like, boom, we're in the palace, or boom, we're in the Vandergar
He
house.
still has the gourd,
Right.
which means he could get to us if we need him to. Probably with Munkerdu.
Yep, that's true.
That's true. And then we could either either Gord or just a teleportation. Okay.
He also technically could probably. I mean, he has circles of teleportation. He could get just about anywhere he knows the circle to, collect some people, and then maybe teleport them all to us with the gourd.
That's true.
So, but I do have a question, Abe, because I don't
Mhm.
remember from last
Mhm.
session.
Hmm.
I think I remember trying to do ascending to Hans at some point. Is that true, or?
Wow, I'm testing my memory here.
Well, so I don't recall ever actually talking to him. So if it's true, it would have been like basically a no answer kind of situation.
I
But
believe that
you could
you
also
did
just
not.
say like you believe I did not.
Yeah, because he sent a letter and
Yeah.
shit.
Money.
What's Mundar? Mundar
Yeah.
kind of spoke to him, but I don't think anyone's tried to talk to him since you guys got ambushed by the makeup Hans.
Well, I feel like this is in character. I feel like one other than researching these obelisks with Master Zazuth, she nods towards him. I think one of the things I can do best to help is helping coordinate and gather the allies we've gained along the way. I want to talk to Mundar. I want to see if maybe we can get Zeno and the Monkerdew back in the city. And talk to Twilina and Gulp Nororis.
Ears at her.
I love it.
So hang on a second.
Hmm.
Gather all the allies. Yeah. But so the entrance to the palace is through House Vandergar?
No, I can get you close to it. It is and let me share this map. Vandergar House is right here.
Yeah.
The palace is right here. The barracks is right here. So
And Vandergar is close to the back door of the palace, basically.
All right, and you can get us like up through the sewers to near House Vandergar.
yes, in fact, in your basement.
All right, so what we need is a diversion to draw Isaac and all his vampire fucks and whatever soldiers are about somewhere other than House Vandergar, so we can pop up in the basement, run over to the palace, stab Mirabos, call it a day.
Could be. I mean, that could be a good plan. That is a plan. That is definitely a plan.
Bastion will kind of stand up and say, I don't know what strength is left in me, but as you put it, I'll be a diversion for these fucks. And he kind of like stamps his giant sword down.
Yeah.
I'll lead whatever army I can.
How does Barrick respond to this crassness from his?
Barrick's
his
gonna kind of nod solemnly. He's been rather not jaded, but kind of worn down as far as his scruples by traveling with this company. So
That's fair.
Worn
nods.
down the scruples.
he nods and says, Basewin, you and our other allies from the temple that are left are most well suited to deal with these undead threats. Take who you can with you and buy us some time. I'm sorry I can't come with you, brother. I am needed with my friends.
It's understood. Perhaps we can take the other entrance, whichever you prefer not to take, and I will lead whatever insurgents I can through it.
Other than the Paylor guards and the Thieves Guild members, what kind of forces are there left in the city?
What about the mage school?
She looks at Zazuth.
Oh.
I thought he said it was just him.
We are but frail people. I sent them all away.
Wait, you sent all these mages who can cast spells like fire against
Look.
vampires, and you just sent them away?
We're
Most
not,
of them can't.
we're not what you call strong. And, well, to be honest, other than myself, a few disciples, and Valoran here, we're not that good. Over the years, our teachings have kind of... Well, let's just say I pick favorites. Alright, it's not a proud moment, but Valoran here was a proud pupil of mine.
Sounds like a
may
pretty.
have forgotten others.
Okay. Before Calliope finishes, Valorant just, like, puts her hand out. Not the time.
Exactly. Now is the time to research. And he pulls out his big tome of tomes and just starts like flipping through.
So I have quite a few sendings left in me. I can try to talk to people, coordinate, see who we can get to come and help. I thought maybe it would be good to have Zeno down here in the sewers as sort of a home base, safe place. He has lots of healing. Tozu, I think you would be great for this too.
Like just hanging out
Well,
at the bar?
sure. Or we're gonna have lots of people injured or worse.
Oh
They're gonna
yeah,
need taken care of.
Using my berries. All right, I can healing. I got that.
Well, what if we have like base camp down here where people who get fucked up come for healing, and then we have paladins take all the fighters up to the barracks to cause a diversion, and then what if we have the elves who are, I mean, based on what we saw during our breakfast feast, they are pretty geared up to throw down. So what if they come like at one of the exterior gates of the city and like two-pronged attack diversion,
Maybe.
and then we sneak in through the basement, stab mirror boss, boom, game over, world saved.
Korak has been really quiet so far, but he kind of stands up. And he kind of looks to the party and says, "Death before dishonor. If Isaac is truly in that house, that's where I'll be." And he sits back down.
You wanna kill your brother?
If he is who he says he is, he's no longer my brother.
All right.
I glance towards Barrick to see what his reaction is to this hard line Korak is taking.
Barrick's just kind of studying Korak silently. His face isn't very readable.
Insight check.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
No.
First inter-party insight check.
Oh, I really, yeah, do it. And then Barrick,
Okay.
you're gonna spend a, I don't even know.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Valor knows your deepest, darkest secrets.
Make a, I mean, if you're just trying to, let's just call it I was gonna say deception, but I don't know
Okay.
what. Yeah, let's do deception, and then if there's anything you, well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what
At
happens.
20. If there's anything that you feel that she would notice, you should whisper her.
Whisper.
Okay.
It's harsh, I know, but it goes against everything we stand for. I would like to, if my other brother is still alive in the barracks, and he kind of looks at Basewin, do everything you can to save his life. Basewin kinda looks
I'm
back.
waiting to hear. I definitely have something to say to that, but I just want to see what Barrick's thinking. Because Valorant's learning to respect people's opinions and think about it.
Baseman looks back at him and kind of, pats him on the shoulder. On my honor as a paladin. And he kind of like slams his fist into his chest. Kind of nods.
Oh, damn it. It didn't work. 1 second.
Didn't work.
Do I have to type in your whole name? I can't just type your first name?
You can right click and do
right-click.
whisper.
Click my face.
Yeah, right click and whisper
Oh,
on the
click
face.
your-
It's so much easier.
Click your face.
Shit.
In the meantime, Crazy Eyes says, "Well, I have beds, I have rooms, I have a fencer who has some items that we've acquired and would sell and or buy if you need. Just look for Dick Dellis up in the north, or you can spend some time at our bar if you need to relax. My spies should be back by mid break.
Okay.
Break. Jesus.
So I have a question for Swift Eye before we all break for a moment. Swift Eye, I'm going to try to get in touch with Zeno, and I believe Munkerdew should still be with him. What kind of role do you think Munkerdew would want to have in this conflict?
As strong as a leader as he's always been for all of the monks in Stonequay, he's a fighter at heart. And seeing the damage that has been done to the monkery, he will not let that go by silently. He's quite vengeful. I think he keeps all of his bitterness in his ponytail.
Ponytail.
Valoran gives Swift Eye a big smile and says, "Hey, you remember that time we almost got caught by a librarian?
I hope that we will see a library again.
Well, the library in Cecil was burned down weeks ago.
Valor just like raises her eyes to the ceiling for a second and takes a deep breath.
Now isn't the time to talk about burned books.
You're right. It's not.
Swift
Hey.
Eye's just gonna shrug, like, I don't know how to read anyway.
Oh, I could teach you. It'd be good.
When we get back to Puss, next time we're in Puss, you and me, we'll spend some time in the library, and I can teach you a few words. We'll start there. Maybe we don't have to run away this time. I'm going to cast a sending spell.
Okay.
This is my sending to Zeno and Munkerdew.
Munkerdew.
Technically, I'm sending to Zeno. Using a sending spell to Zeno.
Alright, so you're sending it to Zeno, not Munkerdew?
Correct.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I marked it down. Did you send him to the castle?
Zeno?
Yeah.
He used the
used the
gourds,
gourd.
so we don't know where he went.
I assumed he went back to his house.
I assumed he went back to his house too, but we don't know for sure.
He went to the Bahamas.
Abe, how many, besides Basewind, how many other paladin or guards are there from the temple?
There are 4 that were with him. He kind of motioned them
Okay.
to stand in the main area and kind of keep an eye on things. Barrick, make a history check.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, with advantage, because this is about
Okay.
your school. Your Palorian temple.
Temple.
You do. It wasn't hard. Good news. You do recall that Basewin was not only the head of the Pelorian temple, he was
Mhm.
also in charge of the guards to Farland the Fair.
Ah. It's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. Guy's pretty badass. But there are him and 4 guards.
And 4 guards. Okay.
Shit.
Um,
Oh boy, that's not a lot.
Nope.
I am going to shit. I'm going to shit.
Don't do that here.
Uh,
Bathrooms down
I
the
hate some
corridor.
rolls.
damn. Well, no, I could probably still do it. We're gonna be able to rest before we go somewhere, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Crazy Eyes said it would take
Alright.
his spies at least a day to get back.
And we're waiting till dawn anyways.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna walk to Basewin and say,
Hey, girl.
"Come, gather your men. I wish to pray before we rest for the night."
Of course, brother.
And I'm gonna go with him and the guards to an area, and this is what I'd like to do, Abe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast the ceremony spell,
Okay.
and I'm going to do some investitures
Oh,
for the
you heard him.
4 guards as well as Basewin. Well, 3 guards and Basewin. I can't get them all. I thought I could get them all with it, but
one just drops over.
so I have well, no, maybe I can do it. No, I can't. So there's 5 of them overall, right?
Yeah, including base when there's 5.
There's 5. Damn. I'm one first level spell short.
Make a perception check.
All right. Do I find out that one's dead?
You might
He's dead.
make a
Well,
perception.
vampire.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Critical
As
perception.
you kind of lead them back to the meeting room.
Yeah.
There's some guards kind of standing in the corner, and you kind of kneel down, surrounded by them,
Mhm.
and you kind of look at the parties. Basewin is his armor is sprayed with blood. His sword, you can tell, has been in recent battles, but he's proud and standing strong. As you kind of scan left to right, you see these seem to be members of the High Guard. They have
that's my guard.
very elegant armor. They're almost pristine. Yeah, there's dried blood in places, but as you get to the last one, this guy, he's not a High Guard, not even a medium guard. He is like the worst of the worst. He's the guy that you guys say, "Hey, can you clean the
no.
latrines?" And it looks like he kind of piecemealed some armor together. He's
Is it
eager.
red armor?
He's ready, but the armor seems to be kind of piecemealed together. He's holding like a broken sword, but he's ready. Where do you guys want me? I mean, this is so much better than what I used to do.
Shoot.
I'm
we
ready.
got- We got like chainmail in the party sheet. We got like a
Okay.
great sword. We have a flame
I'm going
tongue
to,
scimitar.
so I'm going to do what I originally said, and I'm going to act like I'm doing it to everybody.
Oh god.
I'll do it to everybody except for that guy, and
Oh,
not because I
Philip,
picked him
I'm
out, but
so
only
ready.
because I ran out of spells. So what I want to do, Abe, is I want to do a ceremony spell 5 times.
Okay.
And I am going to use the investiture ceremony, which allows me to expend a first level spell slot and store that and have those people that I practice the investiture on store that particular spell.
Okay.
And the spell that I want them to store is Divine Favor. And you know what? Can I use one of my favors from Pillar for being such a swell guy to give that last guy the same thing?
Oh, geez, that'd be great. Yeah, I
Okay.
will say you can do that.
Okay, so I'll expend both my my Pillar favors to help
I-
give him as well.
I think Palor would smile on this guy, really trying to
Yeah.
do the right thing.
So so they each have a divine favor spell that's stored that they can use at any time, and the divine favor spell empowers them with divine radiance, and until the spell ends, their weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on hit.
Sweet.
Badass. Jeez, man, that's really great. I've seen you in the temple a couple times. It's really awesome. It's really
Please,
cool what you
The
just did there.
ceremony is very sacred.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, man.
I'm gonna kind
Jeez,
of
so great.
lightly open the clasp on the sun shard, so that Pelor's light fills the room.
Jeez,
And
man,
then
look
we're
at that.
all
It's so
gonna-
great. It's just so
We're all
great. Look at
gonna
that.
do the penitence prayers together.
Yeah. I've seen
I'll
you guys
lead
do
them.
this. It's real quiet. I'll be real quiet from now on. It'll be okay. It'll be good. I'm so excited. Okay, guys, shh. We're doing it. We're doing it right now.
Please say this guy is like a cousin of Gavin.
Actually, with that roll, they look very similar.
Gavin.
Poor Gavin. All right, that's it for me.
Amazing.
I
Alright.
took him.
Okay, so
No,
you
not
sent
the crap ones.
a message.
To Zeno, yeah.
Both
I have two
coming-
more.
I need to add a note. We'll call this Valoran's notes to people.
Yep.
That's good enough. All right, let's just.
And they
right
can
in
respond if they want to. The reason I'm telling people to talk to Zazuth is I figure he has sending on prepared all the time as like a headmaster. So I figured like he might be okay guy to be like coordinate with people as far as telling them where we are and whatnot. I don't know.
You, after a moment, see Zazoot kind of turn to Crazy Eyes and goes, "Is the old teleportation circle still working?"
Shut the fuck up. What?
Of course it's still working. God, this guy.
I do finger eyes at Crazy Eyes and I say, I'm gonna need that teleportation circle later.
Just remind me, I'll show you the place.
Oh, I'll remind you. Do I get a text back from Zeno?
You do not. You do, however, see Zazuth start to talk. And he says, "Come to the sewers via the old teleportation circle.
Oh, this is so much better than I was expecting.
Crazy Eyes is still an asshole, and he's looking at me right now."
Do we want me to spend one of my sending spells for Mundar?
We can use a stone, right?
We could use the stone. I have a sending I'm going to send to Mundar through the Tri-Stone.
Oh, okay.
Walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Boom, here it is.
Let me add it to my little notes. Boom. All right. Let's try to send the word Mundar.
Like you do.
Unless we wanted him to do something different. You guys can
No.
chime in.
I don't want Mundar to die.
I don't want Mundar to die either. I'm pretty sure he will.
Oh, wow. A castle. I hope you all do good.
But I also kind of hope you die.
All is good here. But a castle. That'd be great.
All right.
Keep it strong.
So that's another sending. Cha-ching.
Also, your horses are doing okay.
It's a fourth
I-
level.
Let him know that if I die, I want him to let my horse roam free.
Oh,
Also,
Someone
let
else
him
do
know
that?
that if I die, to kill my horse as well, so they can join me in the world.
What? I mean, I can't use the stone again, guys.
No!
Listen. Pelor's isn't all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah,
We get into some weird shit too.
Guys, my stone is used. You guys, Barrick, you have a stone.
Cockhorse really likes his oats, and I don't know if Munder's been giving him oats.
She holds the stone up to her mouth and says, "Also, you should let Swift Eye's horse roam free and kill Barrick's horse, and
Only if I
feed-
die.
and feed lots of oats to Cockhorse."
What do you say?
He said, "Okay."
Okay.
Isn't his name?
So-
I don't
so-
feel like you
Mr.
So
actually.
actually,
said that.
Abe,
I've been
Abe,
calling him Mr.
Abe.
Cocky.
Abe,
Yeah.
none of that actually went through because I can't use the stone again. but she holds the stone up to her mouth.
Oh, make a deception with advantage because no one was.
I'm pretty
listening to
sure
you.
Calliope has one of the stones, so actually hears the sendings go through.
Right, but no one was listening when I was saying this isn't gonna work, guys.
No,
Alright.
I'm very focused on my horse.
Yep.
I have another actual sending to Neuroris. I think she would be a good ally in this. Maybe.
She get all flustered.
Nope.
We're telling me about some time. More time reaching out. Explain. Response.
So that's where it cuts off at 25 words. I counted it out today. Cha-ching. Sending. I got one more sending if we need it, guys. I also can sleep and then do more if we need to, but I also want to spend some time researching these obelisks. I have a sneaking suspicion that something terrible is going to happen with these obelisks.
Yeah. Who's the other sister?
Twilina, I'm assuming that Neuroris is going to,
Okay.
because they have that, like, they have teleportation circles to
Yeah,
each other.
to each other, and okay.
So I'm assuming they're gonna talk, but
Alright, let me 1, 2, 3, 4.
What about Tomcat? I feel like he would have a lot to contribute to this.
okay, yeah, just 1 second.
Here's her response.
Ooh.
"25 words exactly."
Love it.
Which specific curses?
She curses in Elven.
Ooh.
Does anyone speak Elven? I can tell you what her curse
Oh.
is.
Oh,
Type.
wait.
Yes.
Type.
Actually, I'll just
No.
type it out.
Let's see if I can read it.
No, I don't. Is Beak Sylvan?
Calliope does.
Tozu probably knows. Tozu doesn't. I
If
don't
you
think I ever
could
gave
curse
Tozu
in
letters.
Giant, that would be great. Actually, Swift Eye's gonna curse in Giant.
I don't think anyone else speaks giant.
I don't think I knew Swift Eye spoke giant.
Oh, am I not Calliope right now? I'm in a bag of holding.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, it says oh.
Mm.
Do you want me to repeat it, Rachel?
No, I see it. Calliope snickers.
Oh, I can't drag that into my notes? Dick. Alright, well, good enough. Are you sending anyone else?
Swift Eye just making low guttural noises in the corner.
Yeah, it's just like... It's a little
It's
Wait.
fine. This is our war cry.
For the moment,
Hey! Barrick says, I understood that reference.
me too.
I speak Dwarvish.
Oh, well, Calliope's curse is heard by everyone.
Yep, we all speak Dwarvish. It's funny. We're like what a year into this
Frederick.
campaign, and we're only just realizing like the languages we all speak.
Frederick all of a sudden kind of like in the corner.
I feel like
He
we
too
haven't
speaks Dwarvish.
really had a need.
Dwarvish curses are the best
Yeah.
curses.
But, you know, we've been doing this for a couple months. We really don't know a lot about each other. Let's go out and get a drink after all this is done.
You know, you could get a drink right now.
Calliope holds up her flask.
Like a drink when life and death isn't imminent.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah. All right.
You know,
Yeah.
where we can let loose a little bit.
I'll get real drunk. And not
Will
be worried
that
about,
time
like,
ever come?
well, yeah, I mean, once Mirabos is dead, we'll be like, oh shit, I can't have a hangover in the morning because there might be vampires.
Well, if you want, Pitch will pour you a drink at the bar up top. Just say the word.
What is the word? And which language is it spoken in?
Drinks, and he answers to most of them.
So, I guess we just need to plan whether we want to go. Oh, and she looks over towards Korak.
I've stated my case. That's where I'll be leaving
Oh.
in the morning.
And I'm totally with you. Your brother's a dick, and he needs to die. But we're at like the 11th hour, big guy. Ultimatums aren't super helpful right now, and it might be the best way to go. But might not be.
Korak is going to look at Crazy Eyes and go, do you have a map in this place? And he kind of steps forward, shuffles the paper on the table, and kind of like, unrolls it and puts some like weights in the corners. Grax walks over. Whether or not I had one motion or the other, the way that makes sense is through my house. I would just prefer to cleanse it before we leave. And he kind of points out that there's probably good. The palace and the Vandegar estate almost seem to butt up against each other.
Sure.
Whereas the barracks is about 2 city blocks south.
Yep.
So say we, go to your house and he's there. We kill him. Sure. But say we go to your house and he's not there because he's at the barracks where the distraction is happening. And then we just go to the palace and deal with Mirabos and your brother later. Right?
It's fine with me.
All right, cool.
So growing up in your house, you probably know your way around the grounds super well. Do you know any maybe secret ways into the palace grounds from there?
I think I could perhaps get us in the back. There's I have to look at my map. Yes, there are some windows in the back that you could easily kind of climb through, or I know of a way to kind of sneak in, hopefully unannounced, into the engineering room. It's in the back of the castle.
Well, that sounds great. Now I'm convinced. She looks to the rest of the group.
Yeah. So in the morning, we go to Korak's house.
Hopefully before then, Zeno and Munkerdu will arrive. Zazuth, did Zeno say who he has with him?
No. Would you like me to ask him?
Ask him if the Munkerdu is with him.
And tell him to bring my gourd back.
Gord Munkerdu. Oh, okay. And he kind of like holds his staff, and it kind of glows a little bit, and you hear him say, "Zeno, could you bring some gourds? They're hungry for them.
That's not what we said.
And bring the Munkerdu. And any other helpful people. We're gonna have a fight."
Calliope looks at Barrick and goes, hey, tell him to bring the Fletcher Farrier, man.
Don't waste your spell on that. That was a joke. These are powerful spells, and we only have a few of them at our dispense.
I feel like there is a real danger in what we're doing. This could be a matter of life or death.
I
You
agree.
should call Quinzuman.
Oh, did not see that coming. Sorry, I spoke too soon. I don't agree.
Barrick, how long does your prayer last?
I'm just kidding. I'm not there. We're out praying in the.
Oh, right.
With Philip.
If we're starting to like sort of just disperse and wait until the spies come back with info, Calliope says, hey, I gotta go Robin Hood some shit. I'll see y'all later.
Whoa. What do you mean?
I mean, I've got this bag of holding that's full of like, she starts rummaging in it. I got some armor, I got some weapons. These people, some of them have shit. I'm gonna go hand it out.
Has an hour passed on my invisibility spell yet, Abe? Has it already lapsed by this point?
It's gonna be real close by this point. Yeah,
Okay.
It's about noon.
I say if you just wait a few minutes, I can cast an invisibility spell on you to buy you an hour. I know you have your own magic, but I'm not going to be using anything with my magic down here, and that'll buy you an hour of invisibility.
I'm just hanging out in the sewers. I'm not like going up into the streets.
So what exactly are you doing, and why?
Well, the people who are willing to fight, I'm gonna give them weapons. I don't have like hundreds of them, but I've got some extras.
Oh,
We don't need this shit.
by Robin Hood, this shit. I thought you meant you were going to go try to steal things.
Oh no, I mean I already stole the things, and I'm gonna hand them out.
Crazy Eye kind of perks up. You know, if you need to sell any of that stuff, we can help you out with that.
Yeah,
or
if
if you
I
need
sell
more-
them
More
to
gear.
you, what are you gonna do with them? Turn
Oh.
around and sell them to somebody else for a profit? Hell no! I'm gonna go give these people who are gonna fight for our cause some free weapons.
Oh, well, in that case, if you'd like to buy more equipment, you go see Dick up north. He'll take care of you.
Yeah, I'll show you, Dick.
Up north.
I'm not following. Valoran.
Is that really his full name? Dick Up North?
No, it is Dick Dillis.
Oh, okay.
Dick Dillis up north.
Yep.
Just call him Dick Up North for short.
Up north is his full name. I also know he has some healing things and some other armors if you are in need. Valoran Zazuth, if you're ready, I'll take you to the teleportation. Other than that,
Yeah,
I'm ready for a beverage.
Zazuth, I mean, I just want to go there so that I can learn the circle personally. Zazuth probably already knows it. But Zazuth, I'll catch up with you and help research once I memorize the circle.
Tozu looks a little confused.
What do I do?
And he's kind of looking all around.
Hey, Tozu, I'm gonna go talk to the healers. Why don't you come with me? We'll get you acquainted. You can be like their right-hand healer man. I'll get you set up. It's cool.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. All right. He no longer looks a little confused.
Okay.
Might not actually. Tozu's a good field medic. This is out of character. It might not be a bad idea to send him with the paladins for the distraction team. You know, he might actually
Yeah.
keep those sons of guns alive.
That's true. Yeah.
He's crazy.
Because Zeno's not so much a field medic, but
Right.
Tozu is pretty good as a
Yeah.
field medic, actually.
That's true.
Uh,
It's true.
Yeah, Zeno's old as fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty frail.
Crazy Eyes says, well, you're welcome to walk the grounds. I'll show you the teleportation if you need any items. Speak to Dick Dellis. If you need a beverage, you can talk to Pitch. And if you just need to let off some steam, there's always the training grounds. Other than that, let me know if you need something.
I'm gonna go memorize the circle.
Calliope is going to take Zazu.
Okay.
Tozu.
Tozu. Like you want to call him Zazu, like the bird from Lion King.
Nope.
And she's going to go talk to Walina, who she's assuming is kind of like one of the head medics. And she is going to take Tozu and introduce him to Walina. And she's going to give Walina her Cordon of Arrows scroll and say, shit's going to go down. The fighting hopefully won't come this far, but if you need a little extra protection for the wounded, use this. And she's going to give her her scroll of Gordon of Arrows.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
I also need a volunteer. And she'll say this with Tozu standing there. So paladins and some fighters are going to cause a distraction. So we can go kill Miravas. And we should send a healer with them. It's going to be dangerous. There's no guarantee of safety, but having a healer with them means that they're more likely to succeed.
So wait,
Who do you think?
You want me to stay here in this damp sewer with this lady? And she goes, "Hi, yes, hello." Or I could go into some battle with some badasses.
Well, yeah, I mean, like...
All right, I'm in. Let's do this shit.
All right, cool. So, Elena, never mind. I don't need a volunteer because I got
Oh,
Tozu
okay.
going with the paladins.
That would be fine.
You take this scroll, keep these people safe.
May Paylor look over you.
All right, Tozu, you're going to hang out with the paladins, but they're praying right now, and I have a feeling Beric doesn't want you there, so we'll find him later.
I think Beric would be on board with this plan.
Well, I guess I'm going to go to that bar they talked about.
Sweet. Tomorrow morning, you're with the paladins. Got it?
Nope. Yep. Someone's just got to wake me.
Yeah, okay. And then Calliope's going to go to the training ground.
Oh, yeah.
And she's going to talk up the fighters, and she's going to sort of like assess the fighters that look the most competent. And she is going to not like talk them into like manipulate, but just like tell them that the paladins are going to lead a charge through the barracks to rescue some prisoners and cause a diversion and see if any of them are willing to join.
Mm-hmm.
And then she is going to hand out all the generic weapons and armor she has in the bag of holding to those people.
Nice. Make a perception check. So yeah, you find your way into the training grounds. You walk in the room and it's surrounded by benches. There's a ton of people on the actual benches, and then there's a sunken chamber in the middle. On one side is a double dagger wielding woman. She's kind of like hunched on one side and kind of like weaving back and forth. On the other is a it's hard to tell, but it looks like a rather giant of a man. You see as you go walking in and you start to like, hey, it's kind of quieted by several people like, shh, and the woman kind of charges in and stabs her daggers between this giant's ribs. And he kind of like, and then grabs her hands. And you see her like shake her head, and he just slams his head into hers, and she just goes limp and falls to the ground. As you kind of like walk to the edge, you hear a man beside you go, "Stupid orc! Supposed to throw the fight. Then I'd be rich." And you look off, make a history check.
Oh shit, it's Murin. It's totally Murin. Context clues.
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea this is Murrin. You've never seen him in battle, but you know he's wearing a gladiator's cape. He's got a metal helmet on his head, and he's the half orc that you've heard Frederick talk about before.
Calliope's gonna say very loudly, she's using her actor projection voice.
Acting.
Wait! Hey, wait a fucking minute. These are the training grounds. Up top, the world is darkness and chaos. Fucking vampires are taking over your city, and instead of being down here training to protect your asses and the asses of your loved ones, you are betting on sparring matches? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta make money sometime.
Calliope's going to look around at the room with like as much disdain as she can muster and say, all right, well, if that's how you want to spend your potential last days on this earth making money that you're going to spend in the goddamn sewers for the rest of your lives because you're not going to do anything about what's happening up top, awesome. If you're here to train and, you know, you want to make a difference and maybe take your fucking city back, then come talk to me out in the hallway because we've got a plan to defeat these goddamn vampires instead of just hiding out like fucking sewer rats fighting over some coppers. And she's gonna spit on the ground and stomp out of the room.
You like slam through the double doors and they like boom, 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 boom. There's like a hush that falls the crowd behind. And there's a moment. You hear like a it's very reminiscent of a body kind of falling to the floor. Murrin kind of opens the door, and there's a good crowd of people behind him. And he says, "I'd fight for my city."
Cool. All right. Listen. Shit's about to get real. And I can't promise that all of you are going to make it out alive because we're fighting vampires. But this is our last chance. So, in the morning, Paladins of Palor are going to go through the barracks. They're going to rescue some prisoners. They're going to cause a distraction. And the Radiant Company, you probably heard of us. We're pretty fucking badass. We're going to storm the palace and we're going to kill Miravas. And then we'll all get Cisa back. And then we can go back to betting on fighters in the ring. But yeah. Hell yeah. So tomorrow morning, we breakfast and then we go. Now, listen. So what's Miram? Is that his name?
Miram, yeah.
You know the fighters best of all, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
All right. Then you're in charge. You figure out who's going where, who's doing what, who's going to be the least stupid. This will help. But she starts just like digging through the bag of holding and throwing gear at him. So there's chainmail, crossbow bolts, a crossbow, a great sword, a couple of scimitars. There's not a ton, but just all the stuff that they've gathered.
Magical scimitars, right?
Flame tongue scimitars.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are pretty badass.
Yeah.
As you start to throw them, the thieves kind of rush up, and Mirren just kind of like slams his hand out, and they just immediately kind of like stop. "I will pass these out," and he just kind of like scoops them up, and then storms back into the fighting arena. "I see paladins in mid-morning." He kind of storms off.
Yeah. Fuck those vampires up. All right. And then Calliope's just going to spend the rest of her downtime chatting up people as per the email I sent you.
Excellent. What's everyone else doing?
After I finish memorizing the circle, I'm going to help him with reading the books.
Okay. Varric and
as I finish up with these guys, I kind of leave them to continue, praying or preparing or whatever they want to, and he's going to kind of walk off to be himself. And if he runs into Calliope, if she's walking around the compound talking to people, he's going to catch her in the hallway
Hey, look at that.
And-
You just caught her.
and say to her, Calliope.
Yeah.
And he kind of turns around and Barrick just kind of sighs. And he says, what if it doesn't work?
What if what doesn't work?
All of this, all that we've done, all that we've sacrificed, all that our friends sacrificed.
Hey,
What if we can't stop him?
you believe in Palor, right? You think he's got your back?
Barrick kind of looks toward the wall and just kind of puts one arm on against the wall. Abe, can I have Calliope roll a perception check?
Yeah.
Do you want an insight or perception?
Perception.
Perception.
He's Miravos!
Oh,
sorry.
fuck, I stab him.
Okay, you can see that Barrick's holding something in his hands.
Ooh.
His other hand, the hand that's not against the wall.
It's a
And
dagger.
It looks,
He's gonna
it
stab
looks,
you.
it looks to be a pair of dark sunglasses. They look familiar to you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cool.
Calliope is going to take a second, and she's going to walk up. She's going to put her hand on Barrick's shoulder, and she's going to probably I don't know that she's ever been this calm or straightforward with him. There's
Mhm.
no winking, no
Sure.
nudge nudge. She's just very serious. She says, "Hey, you're the chosen of Palor. You're the light bringer. You've got a fucking sun shard in your chest that shoots laser light out. You're a badass. You're surrounded by badasses. There's a prophecy about all of these badasses. And it has to go the way we want it to, because otherwise the world is fucked. And that's not okay. So tomorrow we go and we defeat Miravos and we save the world and we bring the light, because you're the light bringer. And if we don't, then the world's not it's not worth living, and that's unacceptable. So yeah, it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, there's not really another option. So there's no point in thinking about that. Go drink some whiskey, get some sleep, because tomorrow shit goes down and we need you there.
Barrick's gonna be quiet for a couple of seconds as he kind of looks Calliope in the eye, and then he's gonna just grab her hand with his other hand, take his hand off the wall and grab her hand, and then he just says, "Thank you," and then he's gonna continue down the hallway.
Paylor's
vote-
still a douche, but you're all right.
I vote Calliope the new leader of the Radiant Company. Actually, she was always the leader of the Radiant Company. I don't know what I'm talking about.
The assistant to the leader of the Radiant.
Assistant to the leader.
Barrick's just catching up.
Swift Eye, what are you up to?
What time of day is it?
It is now noon on the dot.
I assume there's no access to sunlight, given how darn dark it is in this
Sadly, no. You were currently-
overrun vampire city.
Yep. Nope. You're currently in the sewers.
Swift Eye is going to do a lot of active meditation by doing a lot of parkour off the walls. She's a little nervous and a little antsy. And so to calm down, she wants to do a bunch of flips and try to
Parkour!
So you start by kind of jumping off of this table,
It's just-
and some of the papers kind of like everywhere. And Crazy
Just
Eyes like,
frantically
"What
jumps around
the
the room and
hell?"
then stops and meditates.
You just
And it starts again.
jump onto the couch and you kind of like close your eyes and like think some more, and then you start jumping from these chests around the room. And Crazy Eyes like, "Okay, look, just go jump somewhere else. I don't care. Not in my sacred study. Get out. Just go."
Get out.
Anywhere you want. I don't care. It's not the place. But eventually, he kind of mentions to you that the biggest room also has like it's high enough. It's about 3 stories up, and there's like some loose rocks that you could actually jump pretty high on. And taking his lead, you kind of jump all around the open area. Nice.
That's fantastic. I still don't feel better, but now I'm tired.
In the meantime, it's probably been a good like 2 to 3 hours at this point. Valorn, you with Zazuth's help, you kind of notate the teleportation circle, and you're kind of jotting it in your book.
Takes 10 minutes.
When
Yeah, so the copying a teleportation circle takes about 10 minutes to memorize.
is there anything you want to be talking to him about?
I want to be researching these obelisks as soon as we can.
So you guys kind of sit down and start talking about the obelisks, and you've taken the time and you've notated the intricacies. You now have the chains teleportation circle in
Hell yeah.
your book. And I just gotta double check my notes.
I got 6 of these guys. We can go so many places in this beautiful, beautiful, amazing, and not evil world.
There we go. All right. So after about 2 hours of you guys talking, and I'll let you know what you find out here. It's about 2 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have deciphered that the true order of the obelisks appearing was the palace, then Munsling's old shop, the arena, Munkerdoo, and the Wizards College.
Whoa, one more time.
And click. There you go.
Damn it. Oh, okay, good.
Each time, especially the last, seeing is that he was so close to it that the obelisks themselves seem to have grown out of the ground. It's not like they appeared there or were built. They just like erupt out of the ground. It's extremely fast, and either those around it were killed immediately or blown away and took severe damage. The times that he at least was able to study them. Oh shit! I gotta check my calendar.
Abel, you share the map again, please.
Never.
Share. Okay.
Share.
Alice.
It was the first one when the palace erupted was the 25th of Marpenoth. It's Marpenoth. Marpenoth. When the shop was destroyed and torn asunder, it was on the 27th. Then the arena was on the 2nd of Oktar. The monkery was 3 days ago on the 6th, and the college was last night on the 8th of Oktar.
Have there been any other towers?
No, just 5.
Could you share the map that has wait, where is Manslings? Is that the one that's by the old amphitheater? That's the one. That's the one. Thanks.
It's this one. Manslings is up here.
Yep. Wizard College. Right.
So they appeared in a clockwise order.
They
Manslings.
appeared Palace, Manslings, Barracks, Stonequay, Wizards College.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so the arena is actually the barracks?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the arena.
The arena. If I said Barracks,
Got
my
it.
bad.
In case it matters. Okay. Weird.
When did the weird late connection appear?
It was just recent. Over the last couple of nights.
Is it a Z? Is it Zorro?
Big old Zorro. He also stated that in ancient times there were portals that used obelisks on a
Yep.
smaller scale to create rifts between different planes of existence. But one of this scale is hard to fathom. And every time you press him, he has a hard time trying to even connect what could be happening.
That kind of confirms some of the tickling fears that have been inside Valoran.
Is there any
So
other
it's
questions
heavy,
you
it's
wanted
a
to
lot.
ask him?
As we're researching these things, if I got close enough, if I inspected the runes or any kind of markings or anything on these obelisks, is there a way I could figure out where they would be connecting to, portal they would be trying to open, or is there a way I could stop them?
Oh, bless
Bless
you.
you.
Well,
Goddamn sewer.
I tried everything I could to make the one not erupt in my college, but I couldn't find a way. I will tell you that the runes that glowed, though I only looked quickly at them, seemed to be of another language, I have to actually double check. I have to check my notes. That's what I thought. All right. Seemed to be abyssal of nature. That of the hells. Oh, I didn't get a good look at it. I simply ran and fled here. If we could stop it, I don't know, but I do fear we run out of time quickly.
Maybe I will pack banishment just in case.
Just then, the teleportation circle kind of glows a moment, and then out walks. Two individuals who look very familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Munkerdoo, in the flesh, who looks very healed and ready for a fight.
Looking fleshy.
You do notice that he uses his staff a lot more now to kind of figure out where he is. You get the impression he may have never been here before. And Zeno kind of, as soon as he appears, kind of crumbles. And then kind of stands up slowly. Munkerdoo kind of helps him up. I got a message from my old friend Zazuth to come immediately.
I'm going to send a message spell to Swift Eye.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Munkerdoo be here.
girl, what you doing?
You up?
she's too busy parkouring around the room.
Parkour!
Abe.
Yes.
I wasn't able to delete anything off the party sheet, so if you can just delete all the weapons and armor off the party sheet, Calliope gave that shit away.
Okay. Frick is my. Oh, there it is. All right. So everything in the inventory currently, right?
No, just the weapons and armor.
Oh, okay. So chainmail, crossbow. Got it. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
You probably got rid of those diamonds though. For
No, I
reals.
kept those. Kept those. Yep,
Sure?
kept those.
Okay.
Kept all the gems. Kept Valoran's random treasures.
Did you get rid of the table knife and the ornate jade
No.
door handle?
I hung on to those.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm backflipping all the way into the room.
Hop, 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 hey, yeah.
Yeah, you backflip very quickly into the north room, and you see the Monker Do standing there, holding his staff.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Very impressed. I go up and kneel before him. Monkerdew, I'm so glad to see you so alive and well.
The irony is not lost on Monkerdew.
Yes, I slept many a days in a very nice castle, waited on by a very odd dwarf. So I grew very fond of him, really. When Zeno appeared and stated I was needed, something of grave urgency. Good to see you alive.
She leans in a little closer and whispers, "Yeah, but it's good to see you, Monkerdew. I got this relic." And she takes off the glasses and gives them to Monkerdew.
He he kind of there's a moment, there's like a hesitation, like a very Gandalf and Lord of the Rings, like do not tempt me, Frodo Baggins. And he kind of pushes it back. The Monkerdew's time has come. Now it is my time to aid you, Susan, on your journey.
Oh, you're gonna be the next Monkerdew.
Hey, she's the next Monkerdew.
America's next top Monkerdew.
It's not a name; it's a title.
It's a title, yeah. It's a code name, like James Bond.
I definitely flinch at the reference of Susan. It's like, not in front of my friends.
It has been too long, but I am glad to see you alive. When this city is finally claimed, perhaps we will go back to the monkery. At least I will.
I don't know if you've heard the news, unfortunately. The monkery has fallen.
The monkery is in here, as he pokes you in the chest.
Yes.
Whips me with the ponytail.
I have indeed heard. That is why I came without question. I will do what I can to save what is left of my fair city. I am proud of you. And he kind of puts his hands on your shoulders and kind of nods, and then he kind of stands there for a moment. He does a fist bump, and then he kneels before you.
Oh, Monkerdew! New Monkerdew.
Oh, I'm taken aback. I'm kind of drop the quarterstaff, taken aback.
There is a time when all of us must take up the mantle. Mine passed when you took the relic you wear on your head. I am here to serve. And then he stands.
Oh man. Well, we give a slight bow to each other.
It's awkward.
And then, yeah, it's a little awkward, but I like casually pick up a quarterstaff and I step back beside Valorin and nod to her like, it's your turn.
That's it.
We're very simple people.
I totally disagree with that.
Go hug it out. They don't hug
What
it out.
was that?
They
Nothing.
meditate and they parkour.
They punch
Um,
their own sleeping quarters. It's fine.
Valor is going to kind of tell Xeno what they learned about the obelisks and the and she's going to look to Swift Eye as well and say, I don't think this ends with Miravas, or I think it's more than just Miravas. These obelisks, I think they're trying to open some kind of a summoning portal to teleport something from another realm. I think it might be demons. Or a demon, but it's the whole city. I don't know.
Then we must act fast. Tell us, what is your plan? Zeno kind of nods.
Me?
Yep. And
Shit.
he, perhaps over a drink or some food? It would be nice to eat. What is it, lunchtime?
I send message spells to the entire party to say, Radiant meeting at the bar.
Soup's up.
Do-do-do-do. Is that like a message spell that you sent out?
I'm using a cantrip message, which has a range of 500 feet.
Can anyone reply? What's the...
Yep, you can reply just like a sending spell.
You hear Korak come back with, been there the whole time.
Calliope was assumed that Korak was at the bar, so she will get there a little bit early. She's done all of her like chatting up the people's stuff. She just wants to get there like a minute before other people do, and like sit next to Korak. I just have a quick conversation with him. She goes, "Hey, you know what I've never thought of you as? 12th son of anybody. Half the time, I forget what your last name even is. You know why?
It's Vandekar.
Well, sure, I know. But the point is, it doesn't fucking matter. Death before disgrace, that's you. That's not your family. You don't need them. If they're fuckers, whatever. That doesn't make you a fucker. You're Korak. You're the Radiant Company. You're a badass, and you're noble as fuck. And what the rest of those fuckers do doesn't say shit about you." And then she hands him her flask.
Thanks. I appreciate that. He just, drinks a little bit more. As you
On
guys...
the way,
Oh, yeah,
on
go
the way
ahead.
back, yeah. I have a quick aside with Swift Eye while we're walking, and I say, Susan's, it's a good name. I like it, but we'll call you Swift Eye as long as you want us to call you Swift Eye.
Thank you.
Cool.
That is
cool,
that
cool,
is
cool.
a part of. Not Swift or Swift. Yeah, Swift just starts choking when you mention Susan. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That was the name I was given, and Swift Eye is the one I've chosen. I have to come to terms with that part of my life, but there are more pressing matters right now. More important things to focus on. Others
Well-
instead of just myself.
Well, it's definitely a story I want to hear once all this is done.
I shall tell it. The whole company deserves to know.
Dalaran nods at that. And we get to the bar.
As you guys start to kind of funnel in, Calliope, as you walk in, there's about 4 individuals kind of inside the bar. They kind of look at you and, you know, they don't seem to do anything. Tozu kind of walks in. What the hell's this meeting all about? And kind of flops down in the chair. And one of them kind of gets up and skirts out. And as the rest of the party kind of skirts in, they just slowly kind of leave the bar.
I was going to kick him out anyways.
It's just you and the barkeep behind the bar, who's a tall man. He's balding. He has a cigar in one hand and a bottle in the other. He, what you hope, is smiling at you, but it just kind of looks like a leer. And just, what do you want?
I'm going to send a message to Crazy Eyes real quick. Abram Crazy Eyes. Hey, this barkeep, is he cool? Can we speak freely in front of him?
It's a moment, but you hear back. Used to run the Slippery Duck before it was overrun in the slums. Good man. Keeps his mouth shut.
Good. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to summon a map of Sisa in the air above us. And I'm going to basically, she starts pointing at the map, and these 5 points light up where the obelisks are. So she basically shows them the obelisk map. And while she's doing that, she's saying, these, from everything we can tell, are large scale of some kind of a summoning device. And the runes that are written on all of these are in Abyssal. So I can only assume the worst, that they're trying to make some kind of a connection with one of the lower planes. Maybe someone's a demon.
I'm gonna roll my religion, which I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yes, I see that.
What do I know as a follower of Pelor about the abyss and about the 9 hells?
There are 9 layers of hell. That was a good roll. You know that there are, of course, lesser demons, and as you continue down in the depths, there are unfathomable horrors. Some that, even as you kind of think about it, kind of give you chills. There are some greater devils who oversee a lot. And there are several that you think are horrors. Who have kind of been banished and seek to forever come back to the normal planes.
Do I know the names of any of these demons? Have any of them been banished by my god in particular?
You'd have to ask a question I'd have to think about. Not at the moment. Do you think of any that fit that description?
Then Miravos is just a pawn. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just saying I think it's more than... I don't think anyone would be a fool to call him just a pawn, right? Obviously, he's done this much. But, I think there's just more at work.
A greater evil. If it's from the 9 hells, then summoning forth one of those archdemons could mean the end a Pazubia as we know it.
Maybe. Unless we stop it.
Which we will.
Which we have to.
So even if Mirabos isn't, the big bad, killing him is going to fuck up the plans. And that's still a win. So we stick to the plan. We get rid of Mirabos. And then we regroup.
Miravos is a general, I agree. He must be defeated. But will that disrupt this summoning spell? Valoran, what do you know of this magic?
Summoning? That's not my specialty. She looks at Zazu.
Summoning. Well, it takes components. It takes time. And, well, there are times, even time plays a factor. In fact, who knows what day today is?
Oh, what
Okay.
day is it?
It's the 9th day of Uktar.
It is the 9th day of Ukhtar.
Oh,
And time, please.
well, that means
Yeah, what time of day is it?
It
2:30?
is-
2:34?
keeping on my notes. Yeah, it's about 2:34 by the time you all appear.
It's the 9th day of
I'm
Uktar.
gonna. I'm
2:34
gonna-
in the afternoon, if you'd like to know.
So this is the same day the Wizard College fell.
Yeah, the day before was the 8th. It was the 8th that it
It was
fell.
the 8th of Uktar.
Um,
Got it.
The for instance, the last day of Uktar has been known of the Feast of the Moons. Some even say that it corresponds with the connection between the ancestral graves and the rituals that dwell in the night. It's only legend, but who knows? It could be playing a factor.
Is that like this world's Halloween?
Yeah, it's
Kinda,
essentially
kinda.
like their Night of the Dead kind of thing.
Sweet.
Uh,
That's awesome. Going in my notes.
so you need components, power, and something to connect the ley lines of the world.
The obelisks.
Perhaps, young paladin,
But only one of the lines has appeared yet.
that we know of.
And I'm assuming, from what I know of conjuration, they're usually in a pentacle shaped, right? Like a 5-pointed star most times.
That would be correct. I don't want to find out what happens when they do in fact connect.
Anyone with high passive insight might realize that Valoran is actually like deep down freaking out about all of this.
Oh,
Well,
so
what she-
you would totally notice that.
She's very like stone face at the moment, but yeah,
I think her passive perception's like 20 or something ridiculous.
yeah. This is
Oh,
this is what
29.
I trained for. Yeah. Yeah. This is my specialty in magic. Keeping things from coming to this plane and sending them back to where they belong. This is what I trained for.
Well then,
Um,
Valoran, what must we do to disrupt the spell?
There may be some kind of a ritual that I don't know to protect this land. That might work. If I could do some kind of a I don't know of any rituals that large of a scale. Most of the spells I currently know are all short range, but there may be some sort of a ritual, an extended ritual I could perform, not in the normal books, that would protect the entire city. But I don't know. If I had a year or so, I might be able to figure that out.
Here?
You guys know that like every time she wants to research something, she
It's a
always
year.
says a year.
I say to Valoran sternly, but not mean. I say, you know, we don't have that time.
I know.
We have to act now. Think, Valoran. You can do this.
I'm gonna attempt to roll an Arcana check to just to think in the realm of possibility is something like this possible. Something to preemptively protect the city from something being summoned.
Whisper, whisper.
She just like kind of puts both of her fists to her temples, and just like scrunches her eyes shut for a long moment. She lets out like a little bit of a fart. Just a little bit.
I did not spell check that. There you go.
Okay. What it is, as in like what's coming through, or what the spell is.
What the spell is to like counter it.
So, okay. So it's possible if we could find out exactly where this ritual would be happening. If I was there, I could try to counter it as it ended. The only other way, I think you're probably right, Calliope. I think the only other way is to kill the source before it's finished. If Miravos is channeling arcane energy into this ritual to summon whatever it is, it's possible that killing him is going to stop it before it ever finishes.
He seems to be the only one powerful enough to do it.
Valoran quickly glances at the room at like several other people. Well, Zeno and Zazuth, who like probably are powerful enough to finish this as well, but doesn't say anything.
So we stick to the plan, and then we regroup after and decide what we do next.
When did the ley line appear between the palace and the monkery, Abe? As I guess Zazuth. When did that appear?
Dun, 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 bum. I thought I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't. It was it was last night when the last obelisk kind of erupted.
Okay. So that's also the 8th of Uktar is also when the first line appeared.
Correct.
Got it. Ew, boy. All right, but anyway, Valoran just looks at the group and says, "I think that's the best plan."
Barrick kind of swivels around in his chair toward the bar, and kind of puts his head on his hands and is just silent for a little while.
Hey, Barrick,
I'll look up.
what are you gonna do after we win?
He's gonna kind of smile knowingly. I'm going to reseed the faith of Pelor. Our temples may have fallen, but there are still those out there who can carry the faith and the light to the rest of Azubia.
He's gonna spread his seed.
Oh, that's
Barrick's-
funny right there. Oh,
Barrick's
man.
gonna smile at Calliope as well. And he's gonna get up and kind of just slap his hand on the bar and say, "We need rest. Tomorrow, we save the world."
Tomorrow we save the world.
Before I rest, I have 2 more sending spells I can use.
Okay.
Do we want to talk to anyone?
I would love to talk to you some more.
Cool.
It's been a long time since I've seen you. You've grown.
Yep.
Barrick's just gonna kind of awkwardly duck out.
Nobody? Twilina? We could talk to Twilina.
Yeah, tell her come join the party.
Yeah, have I heard anything from her, or has Zazuth, have you heard anything from Twilina since I messaged Nororis?
No, I think she said she had it handled. But I haven't talked to Twilina directly.
Okay. Nororis said that she would notify Twilina, but she couldn't come here herself. I think I'm going to message Twilina. Does that sound good, guys?
Yeah, tell her to get her ass here.
I
Shit's
could
happening.
do it. What?
No, it's
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send a message to Twilina and I'll say, "Hey, girl." I don't know.
Hey, girl.
Hey girl, how you doing?
Hey, girl, hey.
No, I will say we're making final preparations for our assault on Miravas. There may be large-scale summonings in play to the Abyss. Any assistance would help. I don't know how many words I have left, but yeah, that's good. Valor's the kind of person who normally writes out her messages before she leaves them.
Takes a year to study and spell check them.
Yeah.
Well, if you still had Clippy, you'd be in good shape.
Clippy.
See, you're trying to write a message. Can I help you with that?
Valor gets kind of a grin on her face and says, "The Moon Elves attack. Full-out assault on the city at dawn."
Well, shit. We better go to sleep so we can wake up.
This is gonna work.
Yeah.
She just gives Calliope a grin.
Calliope kind of like claps Korak on the shoulder and says, hey, get some sleep. Hangover tomorrow's going to double suck.
We're known for our strong hangovers, or people, or that's probably a good idea. And he kind of gets up and starts walking away.
Who, dwarves? And she
No.
pokes the belt at his waist.
And he strokes his mighty fine beard. I met
Hey,
the
you're getting kind of
Vandegards.
You're getting a little bit of a dwarf belly. You should watch that drinking.
Tozu walks up to the bar and says, "Hey, you got any of that frost foam beer? It's rare and it's sweet. Man, is it good."
Hey, Tozu, remember that you're going with the Paladins at dawn?
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Yeah, okay.
Frost foam. It's only like 2 in the afternoon. We could drink half the day away.
Valorant gives Calliope a "I got this" look. And Valorant's going to basically pull a chair up in front of Tozu and kind of sit backwards on it with her arms resting on the back of the chair. Hey,
Hey,
this is a big deal.
I know I'm pretty big deal. I like that.
Nope, not what I said. I said this is a big deal, and you're acting like it's not a big deal, which makes us worried.
What's everyone else doing before Tozu answers?
I'm going to find a room in which to sleep.
All right, yeah, you easily find a room. In fact, you and Korak kind of walk off and find a room. Swift Eye, are you staying put, or are you also taking off?
No, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay.
I'm drinking a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. Calliope leaves. After
Calliope
Korak
takes
does.
off. Munkerdoo sits with you, Swift Eye.
Swift Eyes doing Tai Chi and drinking chai tea.
There you go. If Valor doesn't like look pissed at Tozu in this, she's just like very matter of fact. Like, let's get serious, dude.
He kind of looks around, and he kind of under his breath goes, "You know, seen a lot of battles in my time. Seen a lot of friends die. Just doesn't help me to worry. Don't worry, it'll be fine."
She puts her hand over his on the bar and gives a little squeeze and says, We need you and we trust you. And she kind of like nods towards the door where the Paylor guys were last seen. She says, "There's 5 really good dudes who do really good things for the city that are really going to be appreciative that you're there." Anyway, you got this.
He kind of reaches out and says, "Thank you. I swear to Melora herself, I won't let you down." And he kind of chugs the frost foam beer and then just like walks away.
She kind of like, as he's walking away, just kind of under her breath says, "I'm not worried."
Swift Eye, your perception.
Is somebody worried in here?
You sense the air. It feels worried. The air is very worried in here. Tozu bunks with Frederick. It's about 3 in the afternoon while you guys all kind of saunter away, preparing to kind of rest and sleep and prepare for the next day's assault.
Calliope does have one more thing she wants to do.
Do it.
She wants to go track down Dick Dellis, Dick up
Dick in the
north.
Dick in the north.
Yeah.
Into the north here, you find a room that you were pointed out to, that has a stuffed bear behind a table, but no one else seems to be in the room.
Good old Dick.
I love Dick.
Ding-a-ling, service, please. I hear you got weapons.
Oh yeah, we probably should check out the store that he prepared for us. Huh?
If that stuffed bear starts talking, I'm done.
All right, let me see here. You hear kind of a gruff voice. "Oh yeah, we got some stuff for sale." Make a perception check.
Oh, sorry, that should not be advantage.
You still would have hit. You're fine. You notice that the bear itself actually is now moving. And it's kind of the voice seems to actually echo from him.
Dick.
And he kind of walks over to you.
Calliope's gonna get down low and get her face really close into his and look him over. Hell are you supposed to be?
"I'm a goddamn werebear. Some asshole bit me, and this is what I look like. What do you want?"
Oh, but you're not like a grizzly werebear. You're like a teddy werebear. And she ruffles his head.
I don't know if I should be offended or not.
Nah. I kind of want to tie a bow on you, though.
I mean, I could use a hug.
Aw, she'll give him a big hug.
It's a lingering hug.
Whoa.
Alright.
As he's
A little
hugging
bit too
you,
long.
they call me Dick
Okay.
Dellis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Calliope of the Radiant Company, and she makes her cloak billow.
Oh,
Listen.
you looking to sell that? That's a mighty fine cloak.
Oh, no. It's part of the shtick. Can't get rid of this. I do have some stuff, though. But first, let me see your wares.
Oh. Well, I got a couple odds and ends. Oh, shit. Where's my odds and ends?
What you buying?
What you selling? Dick Dillis. There we go.
Buy it at a high price, stranger.
Well, I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. What are you looking for?
A little bit of this, a little bit
Here's the
of that.
thing. We're going into battle tomorrow. Saving the world and whatnot. We're going to fight vampires, maybe some demons. Who the hell knows? And we're pretty badass, but, items never hurt.
Because
We
you
were probably saving his life, really.
So, 2 things. Thing number 1, if you have anything particularly badass, I would purchase it for me and my friends.
Oh.
But the real reason I'm here, thing number 2 is we're sending a lot of less badass people into battle tomorrow morning, and they're not exactly well equipped. They're farmers, they're merchants, they've been training, but they've got odds and ends, hodgepodge sorts of stuff. So, I have a business proposition for you. You look like a smart werebear. Normally, you sell these.
Because he has wares.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
My pizza rolls.
I just got it.
You're welcome.
And Clivey starts strumming, and she's going to play Unearthly Chorus to give her advantage on
Oh.
persuasion checks with him. Got a business proposition for you. These people heading into battle, they don't have a lot of money to spare. But they're doing good stuff, saving the world, making it a better place, getting rid of the darkness so life can go back to normal as usual, where you're actually selling things, there's trade to and out of in and out of the city, all the good stuff you need. Anyways, my proposition. I pay you to lend all of your weapons and armors to the people going into battle tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, presumably you get it all back after the battle. So you're not out anything. You're making some money. I'm not paying you full price for all this stuff because you're just lending it. But you do a good deed. The gods smile down on you. The people going into battle have a better chance of survival. Who knows? Maybe one of those gods will say, "Oh, look at that werebear helping save the world. I should undo
More like
that
a Care
curse."
Bear.
And she's going to start slowly pulling one gem at a time out of her bag of holding and kind of absentmindedly tossing them around in her hand while she persuasion.
Oh. Still a 23. London, you say?
Right. You're not at anything, but you gain a whole lot of goodwill from these people who are going to have a better chance to survive this because of you and your good deed. And it's not like you're leaving empty-handed. You're getting compensated for this.
It's really clever, Rachel.
So, let me get this straight. You're gonna rent some items for me, and, I'm gonna probably get back half of it. I mean, I've seen the up. I don't want to go there anymore. It's why I look like this. But I'm gonna get back half, maybe. Hopefully.
Plus weapons from all the things we kill.
You're gonna rent out all of your weapons and armor, and you're gonna get a good amount of them back because you may have seen what the up looks like, but you haven't seen the Radiant Company in action. Let me tell you, we are the motherfucking badassest heroes of prophecy that you ever did see. So, you might lose a few daggers. Sure, things happen in combat. But all of these people who have rented your weapons and armor are going to remember you. And anytime they need to purchase something, they're going to think, you know what? That Dick Dellis, he is a stand-up, solid bear who's helped us save the world. So if I want to buy daggers, I'm going to go to him. If I want to sell diamonds, I'm going to go to him. You got to think in the long term. Think of your business plan here.
I mean, you drive a hard bargain for a simple bear as me. So, how much you looking for?
Everything you got.
Oh, hold on a second. And he starts like running through the pack. You hear him like counting and things like that. And eventually he kind of comes back and he's like, oh, okay. Assuming they need a sword, chainmail, shield, I got about 40 sets worth. How much you want?
All of it.
Well, to buy it's with the discount per se. That's about 10,000 gold for the whole lot. But you're renting. So let's say I get back 40%. You drive a hard bargain.
40%.
Let's
Let's say you
say
get back 60%. And think of the looting that's going to happen. People are going to find shit they're not going to have a use for. They're going to bring it to you out of gratitude.
I was gonna say 3,400, but let's make it an even 4,000.
4,000 your renting price.
Yep.
And how much of the 4,000 are you knocking off because of how good it's going to feel to save the fucking world?
I'm a werebear.
I'll throw in another hug.
I mean, okay. 3,400. That's my last offer.
She gives him a big hug and a pat. And she will say, "This is what I've got." And she will pull out 3 diamonds, jet, 2 quartz, a tourmaline, a table knife, an ornate jade door handle, and she will drop 1,000 gold on the table.
Oh shit! Don't give him that diamond. That's worth 6,000 gold.
What? Hang on. What?
Yeah. You should look at what these things are worth.
Oh, fuck no. Hang on. She does not. Let
you
me.
3 of those.
Too late. Too late.
Nope.
Take backsies.
I saw small diamond. It was
In
like,
fact,
No,
in fact, we should give those diamonds to.
it's like a perfect diamond.
6,000. Okay, never mind. Okay, hang
Yeah.
on.
I mean, the jet alone's worth 2,000.
Oh, and the course is worth 5,000? Shit, why are our gems so expensive? I thought she was
So-
like a handful of
So
gems.
You're gonna give me all of these gems
Hang on. No.
and 1,000 gold.
Nope.
Yeah, you did not look at these gems
Calliope would
closely.
have been much more aware of what she was handling.
You can give her one of the quartzes, probably, or even just one of the diamonds.
I didn't know I didn't realize our gems were that expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
these
wouldn't
are
give him the
gems you
diamonds
got from
because-
the Mummy Lord.
I wouldn't give
Alright.
him the diamonds though, because the diamonds are used in a lot of like resurrection spells.
She is going to, and the
Just in
quartz is worth
case.
5,000. All right, she is going to pull out the tourmaline, which is 2,000, and the
Okay.
jet, which is 2,000. She's going to sort of like palm them in her hands and say, "Have you ever seen such beautiful gems?
I mean, I have, but those are very nice quality.
I've got 4,000 gold worth of gems right here in my hands that I'm going to give you for all of your weapons and armor."
Okay, but you come back and talk to me later, and maybe we get a cup of coffee or something.
You got it. And she will wink at him.
Oh, okay. Is there I'll have them laid out in the foyer later this afternoon. I'll 40 sets of swords, chainmail, and shields. They'll be at your service. There anything else I could offer you? I've got wares of my own, of course.
What's the most badass thing you've got?
Most badass. Hold on. And he goes running off and running back. And he is holding a it's a solid chainmail that is red. It kind of radiates heat as he walks closer to you, and it kind of there is some runes written all over it. I don't think. No, you do not. You do not know what it says, but there are runes written all over it. And he goes,
Runes.
rumor has it this dropped from an Afridi itself in one of the hells. This is my most prized possession.
What's it do?
Well, you're immune to fire, for one. You also apparently understand primordial. Like, what the hell would that come in handy? In addition, you apparently can stand on molten rock, and you could care less. It's pretty badass.
That sounds pretty badass. For the sake of moving it along, Abe, can I just see a list of like, so Calliope will like look at all the stuff he has, and if there's anything that stands out to her as far as like, hey, this would be really good for so and so, she'd be interested. Thank you, perfect. She'd be interested in purchasing it.
Boom. Those are his most badass stuff.
Badass.
And if you want to delete the jet and the tourmaline, that's what she paid for the.
Get out of here, Jet and Tourmaline.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Ooh, what kind of arrow slaying is it?
I'm not sure when Valorant actually goes to meditate. Actually, she doesn't sleep. She does her meditation, but she's going to pray for the first time.
Oh, sorry, that's a demon slaying arrow. I never actually changed it.
Okay.
Arrow of demon slaying.
10,000 gold. Jeez.
Yeah, he
Okay.
does
Yeah, this
not.
guy's a dick.
He
He's
doesn't.
expensive stuff.
doesn't change.
50,000 gold.
I mean,
I mean, if we're gonna fight some demons, I'll come back and buy this shit.
And I'm getting rid of the tourmaline, you said, and the
And
jet.
the jet.
we should give those diamonds to Zeno. Or they might even be able to break those into smaller diamonds of like, if we knew a gem cutter or something.
Of diamondness.
Well, because like it only takes a diamond worth like 500 gold to resurrect someone. So possible we might be able to turn those 3 diamonds into like 6 diamonds.
Oh, this shit's expensive.
Yup. Yeah, I don't think we have enough for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's also recent. Yeah, she'll spend some time looking at his stuff and sort of like, you know, buttering up as far as like how badass it is. She'll talk about how she'll like come back and check out his
resistance.
stuff after the.
Necrotic resistance. We probably need
Is anything dealing necrotic damage?
vampires.
Yeah.
Pretty sure their bites are necrotic. I'm not sure though.
You can roll a
have-
history.
Well, didn't we fight one? I thought
Yeah,
someone got
it was-
bit and
it
got a
was-
ton of necrotic damage.
It was either
Okay.
necrotic or erotic. I can't remember which
One
one.
of those.
Definitely
one of those-
erotic.
Well, if it was Korak's sister, it definitely was. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
burn.
too soon. Too soon. Too soon.
Nah. She was all gothed up.
Pretty sure they have necrotic damage. I'll roll a history. Sure, it's the
Yeah,
same as my investigation. Boom.
I got bit.
Oh.
I got bit by one.
Yeah, it's definitely necrotic.
Necrotic.
damage.
Okay. All right.
I'll chip in. I can reimburse you,
I-
Rachel.
I
But
will
I think
even
Korak at least
confirm
should get
it.
one.
But I am almost positive.
Korak and Swift Eye both could probably use those.
Yeah, necrotic.
Yeah.
Rolling a random vampire.
All right. Listen, friend. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have enough to pay your asking price, but we're in a dire situation. End of the world's nigh and whatnot. So I'm gonna need a serious discount on these potions because they're gonna help us save the world.
I mean, you did hug him twice.
I did.
Necrotic resistant.
Maybe he'll be a share bear.
She's holding up the she's holding up the potions of necrotic resistance and also the potions of speed.
Oh, okay. So that's two. So let's say. I'll give you the whole lot for 15,000.
Wait, what?
Potions of speed are 10,000 each.
Oh. Can you drink two potions, Abe?
You can, and you would also know that there can sometimes be ill effects.
Right. Yes. Usually only want to have like one ongoing effect from a potion at a time.
Right.
Doesn't mean it wouldn't work, but
Right.
You've also read stories.
You might get like the poisoned effect for the whole hour, which would suck.
You said he's at 15,000 for all four.
All four. Yep.
For which ones?
2 potion of speed and
necrotic
2
resistance.
necrotics.
Oof. That's not bad. It's actually not that bad of a deal, but
Yeah. 15. That's 1,000.
the diamonds. One of them, maybe.
Well, you can give him 2 quartz and
That's
Diamond.
10,000.
I mean, I have money if we want to chip in. Feels kind of do or die, right?
Let's see. 10,000. I'm just adding what I was seeing or what I have. $11,000. All right, she empties all of her pockets and says, "Dick, it's not quite 15,000, but it is all I've got." And it's close. It's like 14 something with all of her various coins.
you really gonna meet me at the bar for a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Roll a deception check. Unless you're not lying.
She'll go to the bar. She'll have a drink with him.
All right, roll a performance check. Or flat out charisma. Just say charisma.
Charisma. Charisma.
Boom.
Oh, damn.
Boom.
Suck it, Werebear.
We gonna have lattes.
You're not sure if you've ever seen a werebear blush, but you're pretty confident he just did.
You have now.
And he just kind of scoops it up into his big bear paw. Well, all right then. I'll hold you to it.
All right, that is all of her coins and the 2 quartz.
I dropped it in the party sheet. Anything else the party wants to do before bedtime?
Calliope just finds like a quiet corner to do the awkwardly say her prayers I sent you.
Yes. The most like alone room there is probably this one up here. So you
All
can
right, and she
hang out
like
there.
says them out loud. She's not sure how else to say them. She's kind of like playing music while she does it, so she's not super quiet or sneaky. She's just awkward about it.
If
I hear
if
some
Swift Eye's still in
awkward
the bar.
praying in here.
Yes, I am still drinking tea.
All right. Yeah. I think before Valorant goes to bed, she's just gonna say, "Hey, you all right?"
No. But vampires, what are you gonna do?
Am I right?
Am I right? It will be okay. I feel like the sun will come up tomorrow.
That's your bottom dollar.
Is this because she's an orphan?
Hey, I also am an orphan. I also am an orphan. Actually, Calliope's an orphan too, right?
She is.
Aren't
Yeah, we
we?
got a party of orphans.
Yeah, we should make a little gang.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Valorant just nods and says, "Yeah, I think we're gonna do this, and and I'm just glad. I'm just really glad I know you all. That I got to travel with you all for so long. She just kind of like nods and starts awkwardly walking away to her room. Then
Swift Eye also nods. Takes a sip of her tea. And then she starts to meditate.
As you meditate, Swift-Eye, Mungerdew stands up, smiles at you, and lays his staff on the table, and slowly starts to walk away from you. He turns back and says, "I believe in you. You are truly worthy of this title. I will stay here and guard what is left of my city. Good luck." And he just walks out of the bar.
Classic Mungerdew.
Classic.
The bartender puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here."
Yeah. I got to sleep with lady.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to right outside the door
Parkour.
and meditate.
Nice.
Are you leaving his staff there?
Oh no, I'm taking that with me.
Take that shit.
I'd like to pick it up, and I would like to look at it and inspect it. And you know what? A tear comes to my eye. I've seen this from in his hand for my entire life.
You look at it, and it kind of engraved on the actual handle just says Mungerdew. It is a +2 staff. +2
Yeah!
quarter staff, so
Yeah!
Damn!
you can just edit yours, but it's the staff of the Mungerdew.
Staff of the Mungerdew. I was gonna guess that. That's awesome. You're the Mungerdew now.
So I'm just gonna change your quarter staff.
Oh, I'm watching it type out right now. That was
We're gonna call you
nice.
Mungerdew Swift Eye.
So let me just add your base modifiers here, and boom, staff of the Mungerdew.
I can be.
Awesome.
Ugh,
There you go, staff of the.
Look at
Oh, and
that.
it's actually
it's
magical.
a +11 now.
So
You
need
just
to,
Munker did.
Oh!
I need to change
Get
that
it.
up. There we go.
I'm gonna hit stuff. It is more powerful than my knuckles.
So in theory, as a monk, you should be able to punch twice on the staff.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I get three attacks per action.
I think
there
you
go.
can
Per turn.
staff twice and then unarmed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, for your bonus, it's
And
unarmed.
I think staffs can do a D8 if you're using them two-handed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let me just versatile is a D8.
Yeah. Boom.
I'm just gonna change this, assuming you are doing it two-handed from.
Yes.
So
From now on,
clear.
Why would you not?
it's a very powerful staff. I gotta get a good grip on it.
Staff of the
I
Mungerdew.
gotta get a handle on the situation.
There you go.
Mm.
Staff of the Mungerdew.
Shit.
Magical
Boom.
wooden staff of the Mungerdew.
Nice.
Damage. Damage. Plus damage.
That's still pretty good.
Excellent.
I definitely give it a spin and break whatever is close by.
Teacup.
It's the bartender. You break the bartender.
Oh, now you really have to leave.
As you're walking out of the bar, there's a barrel, and you just spin it in midair, and then just, and as it collides, there's just trash that kind of rolls out on the floor, and you hear Pitch go, "What the hell was that?" You slowly just walk out. You never look back. You just walk out. Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Getting down to business.
To defeat
To
the
defeat Maravas.
Yeah, so you are now Swift Eye, the Mungerdew. There
Boom.
you go. Excellent. Anything else anyone wants to cover before we call it a night?
Oh, Calliope needs to go tell Miriam, what's his face, about the weapons and armor. She just lets him know, like, hey, there are all these like weapons and armor for your fighters to use. You know, go with paladins at dawn, and just make sure as much of it as you can gets back to Dick of the North. It's on loan.
Excellent. Valorant, are you summoning Nuli by any chance?
Yeah, she's been around.
All right, so I did something.
Nuli's a vampire. She's Mirabas. She has been the whole time.
She now looks like Nuli and not just a random
yeah.
owl. So there you go. Excellent. Then I will say we fast forward until dawn. We'll say 6 o'clock on the 10th of Oktar, and that is where we will stop tonight.